Do you know what the word con comes from? Con man? It comes from the word confidence. It's a confidence man. Long cons take very, very long periods of time.
Hey everybody, I am Tommy and you are on the lifeboat.
Short cons, a person in a really nice outfit goes in front of something like a casino or whatever, and he's cursing and running his fingers through his hair and freaking out, and he wants to be spotted. If I could get $5 grand to get back in there, and then he says, hey, my watch is worth 35. You're not asking for their confidence. You're giving them confidence. You say, all right. So you get back out there and you go, look, man, you just $5 grand, right? He goes to the bank, he gets the $5 grand. Well, while he's doing that, you swap out, obviously, for the fake. That's called a short con.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Asen. Yeah. Hey, Bilfy. Hey, girl. Good to see you all. Candy Bar. Anna from Canada. Hey, friend. Good to see you. Constance June. Hey, everybody's here. Awesome. Hi. So it's been a while. I look back in my on my channel, and it's been 2 to 3, almost 3 weeks since I've mentioned Tommy Scoville, Brett Miller, Reese, any of them. That's the last time was when I had Joseph J. Joseph on. And yeah, so I've been getting a lot of emails and texts and messages and everything about little things that have been, little Easter eggs that have been dropped and things that have been said. And, there's a certain female creator that's always trying to bait me, which I'm like, I don't have time for this. I'm not going to, I've been enjoying the summer, hanging out with my family. I'm not doing this tit for tat thing. It's stupid and petty. But when I feel like there's something to say, and it mostly has to do with the con man criminal, I think, to this day, criminal, Brett Allen Miller. So, as many of you know, he was threatening over and over and over and over to have me served, to send papers, which I haven't gotten. I mean, his lawyer could send me a cease and desist. Haven't gotten that. None of it. And it's like, I looked it up. I was like, and I asked somebody I asked a lawyer about this. Is if someone just keeps, is it legal for someone to be threatening you over and over and over and over to sue you and not go through with it? And it actually, they looked it up, and it actually is. It's a form of harassment. So I say, what do they say? Piss or get off the pot? It's like, come on. I think it's being used for show. I think it's being used for views. And I think it's being used to try to intimidate and scare me. And I'm not scared. I'm not scared because I know I didn't do anything wrong. And I'm going to use Tommy's words back to him. And this is my answer. So let's get into this. First of all, I want to say something. There was a video that Aaron did last night regarding the Aftermath Foundation and the trolls that are involved with them and them promoting them and blah, 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 blah. This has nothing to do with Reese. And Aaron did a very long comment to someone who was like, well, one of your people, blah, 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 attacks Scientologists. I have never attacked Reese for being a Scientologist. This has nothing to do with Scientology, has nothing to do with the Aftermath Foundation. And in some ways, it doesn't have a whole lot to do with Reese, except for how she treated my friends. But every single time I come out and try to tell the truth about Tommy, or Brett Miller, she comes in as his defender. She swoops in with her cape and tries to defend him. And I'm going to probably sound today like I'm kind of defending Reese, and I kind of am, but it doesn't excuse her atrocious, horrible behavior. It does not. But I want to show you some things and see what you think about them. She's not okay. I get it. Let me just present this. And just sit tight. I got Giorgio in the back, of course. Thanks, George. And I will get to all your questions and comments if I see one that is, applicable to what I'm talking about at the moment. But I want to show you a video, not the whole video, that he did the other day. Something says, please forgive me, or please forgive me, or forgive me, or whatever. Okay. So I'm going to play the first part where he explains why what he's asking for forgiveness for from his audience.
Now that everybody's here, let's get into this apology thing. This is going to sound like I'm playing with you, but I'm not. Okay, so you watch the numbers. See, we got 122 people in chat. When I start doing this, you're going to see people disappear because you're going to think I'm being a wise ass. This is from the bottom of my heart, right? I would like to apologize to everybody here because I know that I'm ruffling a lot of feathers by forgiving some people that a lot of you don't want me to forgive. And I'm not being a jerk. This is really from the heart. I understand that you're coming from a position of wanting to protect me and my brother. And for that reason, every once in a while, you'll see, I'm not going to sit here and play games, right? Every once in a while, you see Reese in the chat, and some of you get upset by it.
Okay, so he's essentially asking his audience to forgive him for forgiving Reese and allowing her to be in his chat.
And no one, by the way, has been a jerk. Every person that has reached out to me has done it from a place of love. And I mean that. I haven't had one jerk on this. Everybody has done it from a place of love. But I never came out and addressed this. And I owe everybody that. I really do. Especially because I made a video once that said, this is why I would never, ever be back together with Reese. And by the way, that I wasn't talking about being a friend with this person, right? I was talking about putting a ring on the person's finger kind of a thing. But there's never going to be a Tommy Scoville side of that story.
Remember this. He says there's never going to be that Tommy Scoville side of the story. So he's never going to explain himself or defend himself or take accountability for what he said in that long con video and other things.
I'm not going to do that. I'm never going to come out here and I'm never going to do that. I came close once and I felt disgusting and filthy afterwards. And I'm never going to be that cat. I'm not. But I will say this. While the video about me wasn't true, had I been living like I'm living right now, that video never would have been made. For a very long time, and I'm talking about 40 some odd years, if the truth was going to hurt somebody, I lied. If the truth was going to ruffle too many feathers, I lied. If the truth was going to make me uncomfortable, I lied. If the truth was going to do anything that didn't just smooth the road out, then I lied. And
okay, I'm going to stop it there for a minute. So he's talking in past tense, and this long con video is from this year. So I love, when I say I love how, like I really don't love it, how he constantly reinvents himself. Like, I'm really changed, guys. I'm really changed. And this is fake. And this is that, blah, blah, blah. It's not what you see. Pay no attention. You know, don't believe your lying eyes. Don't believe your lying ears. And his audience laps it up. And I'm gonna disprove some of the things that he's saying right here. But one of the things I wanted to say is, where is his apology to the people he scammed? Where's his apology to Alan? He just attacked him. Where's his apology to those ladies that he called rabid, psycho, crazy bitches and made fun of their appearance and scammed them and admittedly stole money from them? And he's going to say, oh, that was AI and all that. I highly doubt it. Prove it. Prove it. I want to see the forensics on that one. It's not. It wasn't fake. There's no admission of wrongdoing. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to do an apology. Psych. I'm apologizing for forgiving someone. I'm apologizing for being such a good Christian, for being such a good person, because I did things way 40 years ago in my past. But I'm redeemed. I'm redeemed and I'm forgiven. And you need to forgive me too, because I haven't done anything wrong, because I forgave Reese out of the goodness of my heart. Okay. Now he starts to talk about Reese at about half an hour in and says 3651. Let me find that. He talks about the damage that she did to his channel, meaning Reese, not Marilyn, not Knife Hoarder, not Goot, not anybody else, but Reese. One sec. I just got to find it. Okay.
As I'm sitting there and I'm trying to forgive somebody that definitely took a shot at me, a shot that worked, right? I lost 20% of my audience and probably a chunk of my income. But as I'm sitting and trying to forgive this person, it occurred to me that this person doesn't know or didn't know what apathy meant, because as a child, they taught her a completely different language. You know, I used to joke about the fact that she does not have any lines on her forehead. Remember those jokes? You know why she does not have any lines on her forehead? Because they weren't allowed to have emotion as a kid.
Okay, I want to bring something up here as well. So first of all, he says that he lost, from the long con video, 20% of his audience and most likely a chunk of his income. Okay, and that was from Reese. Now he also goes into, now he's like, now I'm going to tell you what's wrong with her. Because I know everything and I can forgive her because she was taught blah, 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 blah. And then he goes into like how he had an idyllic childhood and he didn't listen to his father. But he says about as I'm listening to this, he talks about how she doesn't have lines on her forehead. And I was like, wow, that makes sense. He takes these little nuggets of truth and he builds this whole lie around it and points to somebody else to deflect from himself. That's my humble opinion. And I'll tell you, the very last time I willingly watched a stream with Reese and Tommy on, and I wish I could find it. And if anybody knows what I'm talking about and maybe could find it, I would love to see it again. Maybe it's been deleted, but it was sometime in the winter of 2023 when they were just 2024, when they were just starting to whatever they were doing. And they had some kind of fight or something early on in like the beginning of the year. And she came on alone and she was talking about how she was wondering why she really cared what older men think and how she was attracted to older men and she didn't know if she had daddy issues or whatever. And so he came on to her stream and he was already seemed a little bit like kind of worked up, and he told her, he was scolding her, and he was like, let me tell you what's wrong with you. And it was the first time I had ever heard him be like really gruff with her. And he was saying how she had daddy issues and all this, and she like kind of clammed up. You could see she was almost like cowering. This is what I saw, and this is my interpretation. You might think something different, so I would like to be able to see it to see what you think of it. But I remember her saying, thank you for telling me that, because she was agreeing with him. And he's like, don't thank me. And he was being mean. It was like there was absolutely nothing she could say to appease him or to get him to kind of, calmly talk about this, because he was really worked up about it. I'm going to tell you what's wrong with you. And he has this way of spinning things, I'm just looking at my notes because I had written a bunch of bullet points that I wanted to talk about. And yeah, he's an expert on people's foreheads and everything like that. It's like, yeah, that actually does sound, interesting. Okay. Then at 39:42, this has got to be my favorite part of this video. Oh my God. Okay. 39. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to spin through this. I know a lot of you absolutely hate hearing his voice and it's triggering, but I would rather have him say it than even to read the transcript, because I think his mannerisms and everything kind of packs more of a punch. And anybody that is happening upon my channel because they've heard him talk shit about me or whatever, and you're like, what is wrong with this lady? She's a psycho, rabid psycho bitch, right? Maybe if they hear his words said back to them, maybe they'll, things that make you go, right? So let me play this part. So this is where he's talking about how he's sorry for forgiving Reese. He's asking people to apologize, even though he's asking people to forgive him, even though he's not going to not forgive her. And he explains why she has a wrench, because people were like, well, I kind of understand you unblocking her, but why does she have a wrench? And this is his ridiculous reply to that. And any creator in the chat, if you have blocked people and unblocked them in your studio, you'll know what I'm talking about.
People who love me, but can't stand the fact that I'm not kicking this girl out of my chat. And more importantly, why the hell does she have a wrench? Well, let's tell you the truth, because I can't unblock her any other way. I tried for an entire day. Now, here's the thing. I didn't block her in the first place. My son did. And he did it because he loves me. And I get it.
Okay. So, first of all, let me tell you something right now. Okay. A quick Google search will tell you, as a creator, you go into your YouTube studio, you hit settings, you scroll down to community moderation, you go over, you scroll down to hidden users, you look at the list, and you find Relatable Reese or whoever, you take them off the list, and you hit save. Done. I don't know why it didn't work for him. I don't know what he did, and then he even asked his son, who seemed pretty tech savvy, and of course his son was upset that he was going to unblock her in the first place, and maybe he should have listened to his son. Yeah, right? Rose gold. Wait, what? Yeah. And people believe the shit, It's like, come on, guys. Like, oh, why does she have a ring? Oh, well, I tried, but I couldn't block her. And if I were Reese, I'd be like, what? My ass, you did not. You told me I could have a wrench back. Or you asked me if I wanted a wrench. Like, I think Reese is afraid of him. I do. And again, it sounds like I'm defending Reese, but she's culpable too. And there's absolutely no excuse for her going after anybody who tells the truth about Tommy. There isn't. And she deleted that long con video. It's up on Rumble and Twitch and whatever else, Rainbows and Odyssey and Unicorn. It's everywhere. It's everywhere because it's important for people to know about. It really is. Lord Kiss Freak, she's not only unblocked, she's still a mod. Yeah, back it up about 2 minutes, and I played that. If you're just coming in, Lord Kiss Freak. I played that part where he explained why she was still a mod, and it's completely and utterly bogus. And if you believe it, I have a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. Seriously. If you believe that, which I know that you guys are critical thinkers and you won't believe it. So, okay. He keeps weaving in and listen, okay, I gotta preface this with I have nothing against Christianity. I have nothing against religion. As long as people aren't using it as a weapon or using it as be a cult leader or whatever. If they're just using it for their own purposes and fellowship and all that, fine. That's wonderful. I don't, and I love how people are like, well, she says she's a Christian. No, I don't. I never do. I'm not a Christian. I think Jesus was pretty cool. I don't know if that's the way, the truth, and the life. It might be, but I don't know. But I don't identify as a Christian. Okay, get that straight. Tommy does, and I happen to know because I was raised in it. I know the basic tenets of Christianity, and one of them was he was talking and he was kind of spinning it for himself that because God gave him, he's forgiving other people, which is great. That's true. That's true. But part of God forgiving you is Christianity. And even in the 12-step program, don't you have to make amends? So don't you have to confess your sins and he's faithful and just to forgive you of your sins and cleanse you from all unrighteousness? That's the Bible. And believe me, I'm not preaching to anybody, and he kept saying not to preach. I'm not preaching, but kind of is. The other thing too about all of the declarations he makes and even the explanations about how and why Reese is still a mod and all that, he sounds so confident. He is a confidence man. Remember that? He taught us that. That's where con man comes from. He has confidence. He sounds confident. That's how he overpowers people with his personality, with his emphatic declarations, with just a little bit of let me tell you what's wrong with you kind of thing. And you're like, yeah, because I believe he's got some personality traits that are dangerous. And that's why I focus mostly on, I mean, sometimes I clap back at Reese, but I focus mostly on him because I do think he's dangerous, in my humble opinion. And just for the record, I mean, I would like somebody to find it where I've said he's a serial R-wordist. I'm seeing it in DOA's chat and everything, which people send me screenshots. I do not watch DOA. I don't even like to say his name. I'm not interested in following him or talking about him. But there's people that are going around in the other chats and like just, you know what George taught us about the big lie about 1930s and 40s Germany. He says the same thing over and over and over and over. Tommy does, whatever Brett does. I mean, how can you trust a guy with all these names? But anyways, he says the same thing over and over and over, so people believe it. And it's like, well, Marilyn said I'm a chomo, you know, the whole word. Marilyn says I'm an R word, and I've been doing all my life, and I'm a serial. I've never said that. He was a serial. I was like, maybe, like, I would just say, I think, I know. And I went back and looked, and I went through all the transcripts and had people do it too. And it was like, my opinion is that, yeah, if you do those things, you statistically, there's a good chance that you might do it again. Never accused him of it. But there's plenty of people on the internet that do. And he was even talking about Reddit. And I actually agree with him about Reddit. Don't go on Reddit. I hate Reddit. Or, I mean, there's like crochet groups and stuff. And Duncan's gone on about like NDE stuff and everything, or you can find, you know, recipes or whatever. But I'm talking about the down and dirty subreddits that are just there to destroy people. And that's why, you know, I had something to say about Dolphin Boy, because he is the moderator on a group that's designed that trashes me day and night and all my friends day and night. So do I owe him anything? No, I don't. And I've said allegedly, I haven't accused him of anything. I was just saying this is what has been alleged, and he hasn't denied it. So there's that. Oh, Fred. Hey, Fred. Good to see you. Back from the dead. He says the same thing over and over again, not only to convince his audience, but to convince himself. If you say it over and over, it becomes fact in his mind. Yeah. And I thought he had a brain disease where he wasn't going, and which, you know, believe me, I'm not saying I'm happy that he has a brain disease or that, you know, whatever. I'm just saying he says things to get sympathy. I believe that he does. And if his mind is not working, then why should we believe him? You know, he believes himself. It's crazy. No cease and desist, no court papers, no nothing, but he's still threatening it. And according to what I've heard and what I've seen, what I've read, and some friends that have told me, it's actually illegal to harass people by over and over and over again. And I haven't said anything about him in over 2 weeks, right? He keeps threatening it. And now he's going to bring everybody else into it, the FTG guys and everyone else. I hope he does, because I want to tell you something right now, guys. And he's talking about it's going to be in Vermont. We will have a party. You're all invited to the trial or whatever. You're all invited. I have property. We can camp out. You know, it'll be great. Hey, Frizzle, jumped in anything recently? Not sure what that reference to, but wow. Yeah. Okay. Where did I want to go next? And I promise I will go through all your comments. Okay. Where did I leave off? Okay. Okay, I just want to play this little part here. Another one of these like kind of delusional things that, you know, he does is just to say things that are true, but not true for him, not true about him. You know what I mean? And right now he's talking about Q. Well, who knows if Q is real? I don't know. But he's talking about Q, and he's saying how somebody reported him, like Tommy's enemies reported Q to the prison or something. And I don't know what's going on with that at all. But he was saying how Q was above reproach and that you have nothing to be afraid of if you're, if you haven't done anything wrong. But he says it in a way, it's like people are like, yeah. And then they're looking at Tommy and I was like, is he saying that he's above reproach? I think he is. I don't even know if he's Q. I don't know. I don't know who Q is. I really don't. I have my suspicions. Believe me. Okay. So I'm sorry. I am apologizing for using his voice, but I think it's important to hear it coming from his mouth.
When you are beyond reproach, above reproach, when you've done nothing wrong ever, then you got nothing to worry about. Again, my family always said the greatest pieces of advice, and I didn't follow them. But my brothers probably told you this. My dad wrote the same thing in my brother's yearbook as he wrote in mine. Right? He wrote, do good and fear not. If you're doing the right thing, you got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, so he brings his family into it, the yearbook, and America, apple pie, and all that. It's like, how could you not believe him? How could you not believe him? But look at the facts. Look at the facts that they've tried to hide. If you're trying to hide something, maybe you're trying to hide something. So let me play the next one. I'll go right into it. Okay, so he goes into the Reese thing again. Keep in mind, too, that Tennessee is a one-party state, meaning that you don't have to let someone else know if you're audio recording them. Okay. It is, get the timestamp. One of these days I'll figure out how not to be so clunky about this, but just bear with me.
The truth is, you're probably going to buy it. And I'll tell you this, the threat, remember the threat that I was going to come get her? Here's what I said. I'll share this with you. Because it is understandable. Because what I said is, because she said, I could make a video, I could destroy you. I said, I could do that too, but I'm not going to come after you online. I said, you do this, I'm not coming after you on YouTube. She had played an audio, not a video, but an audio on her channel that I could have taken her and had her arrested for playing that audio.
I'm wondering what she could have been arrested for, because again, it's a one-party state, and he's insinuating, and he says it later on that it wasn't true what he said, and it's been said that she quote admitted that it was AI or that she doctored the tapes. I don't believe that for a minute. Do you guys? I don't believe it for a minute. But everything's Reese's fault. Okay, everything's Reese's fault here.
That's what I was talking about. But I wasn't particularly clear, and I wasn't particularly friendly.
So he was basically saying that he wasn't threatening to unalive her. He was threatening to have her arrested.
Screaming when I said it. I never said I was going to kill her. I said, what I'm going to do to you isn't going to happen on YouTube. That sounds bad, doesn't it? It does. There's a lot of blame to go around. I'm taking mine. And you know what? She took hers. If she stayed hating me, her numbers would be a hell of a lot better. For real. Accountability doesn't sell all the time. It really doesn't.
Okay. I wanted to stop it there because you know how he was just saying that if she stayed hating me, her numbers would be better. And, couldn't help but notice her numbers have gone down from, used to be at like 10,000 views, down to 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,000. Now they're around 2,000 to 3,000. I don't even think they've eked over the 3,000 mark in well over a week or two. So he's watching it too, because you know how I know that? How I believe that is because he went to Aaron. Remember, he's like, let me tell you, I'm an alpha male. I'm going to tell you how to get your numbers up and blah, 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 blah. And I know everything. And there you go. If he does that to Aaron, what do you think he's going to do to somebody like Reese or some other woman? He says he goes after women. And I'm not fucking afraid of him. But She is for some reason, I believe. I have to keep saying allegedly, and I believe, but I do. I believe it. I really do. And he always thinks in numbers. He always thinks like that because he's always got an angle. He looked at me and saw that my husband's building a house. Oh, I'm gonna go take that house. I'm gonna make up a whole thing, which he doesn't think he's making it up. But he told Vanessa LaRose, and she has said publicly, his other ex-Scientology girlfriend he had before Reese, till she smartened up and realized that he was, not good, not a good guy, that he told her he wanted to get into the ex-Scientology movement because it was trending. Ex-Scientology, anti-Scientology was trending. So that little chuckle that he did, I mean, I'm not a FBI profiler or anything, but I've seen him enough to notice is that he's like, because he's always thinking about the money, in my humble opinion. He's always thinking about the money. Okay. All right. I'm going to play a little more from that point. I don't remember why, but I have it in my notes. So play a little bit more of it.
It may hear, because we kind of have that kind of a platform, but there's a lot of places where accountability isn't very popular. So I'm sorry for letting the boat get to where it got to. That's completely 100% on me. I promise you it's never, ever going to get there again. Yeah, B-Lady, I'm sorry that you heard that. Yeah, Sammy Sue, the only reason that I'm saying this is because I have gotten emails recently from people that said, you do realize she told people you were going to kill her. If you understood, and I'm not here to rehash all this. It's not why I'm here. I'm here to apologize for my half. I'm here to apologize for my 3/4. And for what it did to the channel. It set back a channel that has done remarkable freaking things.
So he is upset about what she did to his channel, what this did to his channel. And, he goes in later about how he regrets doing the, saying the sex talk and all that. But this is important right here. So listen to this part.
And it's led the world to believe that the channel was out conning and hustling people. That never happened.
No, the channel cannot con and hustle people. A person can. And he said he did. And he said he was in real time. And I've gotten a statement from one of the ladies he was talking about in the long con video. And it pretty much matches up. And she showed me actual proof and messages and audio recording of that whole thing. Now, is he going to say, oh, that's doctored too? No. So this whole thing of like an entity, like a channel, conning and hustling people, that never happened. No, but you did, and you are. Brett Miller. I'm not even going to call him Tommy Scoville right now.
Once.
Not
and you
once.
won't find the video. I have 3,200 videos, and I've asked you guys for help, I think 3 times, and it's never been financial. Ever. I've asked for prayers. I asked you yesterday to start journaling, but I've never asked for $1 from anybody. I've never done it. It's not how I get down. I struggle to say, please hit the bell for notification and hit subscribe.
I can't anymore. I'm done listening. Oh my God, my ears are burning. All right, let's do a Xenu Marlene. Everybody partake, whatever you got. Let me get this is stressful. That's why I don't do it all the time. Xenu Marlene, hail Vermont. Cheers, everybody. That's good. That's some Yorkshire tea. Okay, what else? So, again, he's saying that his channel never conned anybody. He's never asked for any money. Well, I've actually seen him ask text that he's asking Alan for money, but whatever. Never asked anybody for money. He's saying, watch all the videos. I never ask on the videos. No, I feel like the videos are like his That's like the icing on the cake. That's the front. That's the front of the house. That's the front of the operations. What's going on behind the scenes, I believe, is fucking dirty. Very dirty. So, I can get all kinds of shit day and night and day for things that I say, but I will say it right to your face. I will say it right on camera, and I'll say it right off camera, because I am who I am. And anybody here that knows me, that spent any mass amounts of time with me, knows I'm the same person in and out of YouTube. Mine's coffee. Hey, sweetie. Good to see you, Liz. Oh yeah, it's like 8:30. Yeah, mine's tea. It's just the idea of like, okay, stop. Like whenever I get stressed out, and it's been a while since I'm like, I need a Zena Marlene, but that's something that our friend Doug, Days But Not Confused channel, God rest his soul, R.I.P. Doug, we love you. That's something that he introduced to me, and I love it. I love it. So, okay. Yeah. And towards the end, he starts talking about Q again. I don't know what this Q thing is all about, but he's like, I don't care if I go broke paying for legal fees. And I could just see like this poor, widowed lady or something, possibly, being like, I'll help you pay for them. Well, he didn't ask. He didn't ask. And who knows if the guy's real. He's already said that he asked people for the Suboxone funds, and he stole a shit ton of money. He said that. I stole a shit ton of that money. Now, was that AI? Was that doctored? I don't think so. I really don't think so. So, okay. Wow, you guys have a lot to do. A lot to say. Hey, Asen. Oh, I can't spell. That's okay. I can barely spell my own name either. Way to go, Reese. Well, I can't say PDF because allegedly, whatever. Yeah. You've seen the documents, and you can draw your own conclusions, your own opinion. And I have my own. Sharona, if anyone needs to be sued, it should be her, but I believe she's being pressured to take up for him for that very reason, a threat of a lawsuit. Yeah. George, see what heart he means from the heart of his bottom. Just talking shit again. Yeah, he's like, I promise you, I mean this from the heart. I swear on everything that I love. It's like, really? Come on, guy. You break. I'm sorry, Sherry. I was really enjoying not hearing his voice. Yeah, I hear you. Jojo, he's not forgiven her. She's got more dirt on him and is manipulating him. Yeah, they think they do it to each other, honestly. Skyfire, he speaks like convicts on documentaries about life in prison. Yeah. Asen, I caught myself making a face. I shouldn't do that. It might cause wrinkles. Hey, laugh lines are good. Worry wrinkles are normal. I've got all the things. I've got a lot. I think StreamYard has like a natural filter. I don't put the filter on, but there's like a natural thing that smooths out my wrinkles because I have tons of them. That's right. He said her name will never come out of his mouth again. All liars. Yep. But he's like, people want to believe him because they want to believe the con because it makes them feel good. I don't know. But they're not going to go back and call him on it because what if they do? Get out. You're crazy. You're wrong. You're not moving towards love. That's what'll happen. Maria, I love you. You're so funny. Yeah, whatever. We believe you. Yeah, not. I just hear wah, 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 wah. Yeah, exactly. Just goes in one ear and out the other. Sherry, he's so disgusting and disturbing. I never believed he would actually sue you, by the way. Just like the book that never came out. Don't think he even knows how to be truthful. Yeah, it's like, The FTG guys are funny because they're like, oh yeah, it'll come out on February 30th of 86 or whatever. Yeah, really funny. Jojo, how can anyone listen or believe anything either of them say? It's insane. Yeah. Says, so it sounds like he lied all the time. What is what he's saying? Yeah, and his thing is like, I used to, but I don't believe that. I think that's a lie. That's a lie. I was thinking, shouldn't he be staying in present tense? Yeah. Yeah. Hey, poet, Tommy, or whatever he wants to call himself, always gave me bad vibes. Me too. Yeah. He's apologizing to apologize. Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry for being such a great person that I forgave Reese, so please forgive me for forgiving her. Oh, I'm owning my stuff. No, you're not, because you didn't explain the money you said you stole from that nice lady. And she was asking for a receipt that never came. And then he turned on her, allegedly, and trashed her to all of his audience, saying she was crazy. And you heard him call her a rabid psycho bitch and make fun of her appearance. Not cool. Not cool. Constance June, what do they have on each other? Well, I think it may have to do possibly firearms, drugs, You've heard things about that? Yeah. Maybe he should have listened to his father in that case. Yeah. Sounds like his father had some really good advice. Hey, Fred. Dead Fred. Hey, Fred. Good to see you. He has nothing. He's just trying to get you worked up and feel threatened. There's nothing he can do. He is and always will be a convicted child essay offender. She was a minor, period. Can't spin it. Yeah. I mean, those who've seen the documents. Yeah. And the thing is, like, people have come into my comments and said, why do you keep bringing this up? This was 30 whatever years ago. Am I bringing it up? He keeps saying it was a statutory thing. He's lying about it. So the more he lies, the more I'm going to tell the truth. The more he spins things, the more I'll straighten it out. The more he makes things crooked, the more I'm going to let people know the truth, and he's threatening to sue me and making up lies about why he's suing me. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Because I think they are both playing a game on keeping each other close because of what the other has on them. Yeah. And I think that they do have like a certain amount of, like, I don't know what they call it in Scientology, like affinity. Like, I'm sure that they develop some kind of tie that they have a hard time breaking, which I get it. I get it. The way he says, I'm not going to be that cat is creepy. Yeah. He's just trying to sound cool. Not daddy issues, money issues. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the beautiful thing about coming out here and not doing it for a full-time income. It's nice when I get a few bucks, but I can take it or leave it. Seriously. I do it because I enjoy it. I'm not on here every day. I'm not thinking of, oh my God, I got to go out there and make money. No, I'm not worried about it. I'm not doing this for that. It's, to me, just like with my crocheting, I was selling it for a while and I might do it again. I kind of go back and forth. And I like doing it for charity and things like that. But it's like when you're under pressure to do something creative, like being a creator on YouTube or crocheting, and you're doing it for money and you feel pressured and there's time constraints and deadlines, it's not fun anymore. It's not creative anymore. So then I don't like it. So yeah. And it just actually makes me like feel free and happy and that I can be my authentic self because I'm not worried. I'm not worried about not getting 1,000 views or getting 1,000 views or losing memberships or whatever. I appreciate everything, but I don't expect it. And I don't lie to people and I don't manipulate them. I don't. So, and if you think I do, that's okay. That's okay. But I know there's a lot of people that come to me because they know I'm going to tell them the truth. Robin, any lawyer would tell him that he, of all people, does not want to go through a discovery phase for a lawsuit, yeah, regarding allegations about his past. Absolutely. Yeah. You hit that on the nail, Robin. Mm-hmm. George Massey is like a teenage boy arrested development, which will lead to a real arrest for the garbage threats that spill out of his mouth, allegedly. When I read people's comments, I gotta put that because that'll get like, cut out there. Jason, I will say one thing about Reese. Almost nobody would be mad at her if she would stand by what she said at the Long Con video and didn't backtrack. She actively stands by a... Yeah, I mean, she's got her other issues, but they're not like necessarily criminal. Maybe some things are, I don't know. But the things that irk me the most about her is what she done to people that I care about. Anybody that asks questions, she would, body shame and call names and be mean. And I'm not really like too keen, being somebody from a rural area myself, how she treats the townspeople in her area is so gross. I don't like that at all. Not cool. Jojo, I can't believe what a load of shit he talks. Yeah, you heard it from his mouth. You just heard it right from his mouth. Girl, are these reinventions just part of the super long con of 2025? Yeah, could very well be, because he's saying, well, it's not the lifeboat anymore. Now it's the love boat, and I'm not doing lifeboat stuff. And then he was, and then he's doing true crime, and he's just throwing things at the wall and just trying to keep people from jumping ship, so to speak, right? Constance June, he's not going to sue. He would have to come back to the States for that. That would open himself up. Yes, and in the beginning of this video, he does say that one of the main reasons why he left is because he had black SUVs following him all the time. So I wonder why. I wonder what that is. It sounds maybe like the government, Yeah, it could very well be. Or because, yeah. She's not only unblocked. Yeah. And he's saying that he left her a mod because that was the only way he could unblock her. Yeah. Right. It's just a load of crap. Okay, I'm not going to read that because it's like extra mean. Well, it's not extra mean, but okay, I'm going to read it. She wants him back because she has no friends. No one likes her. So run after the awful ex and beg him to take her back. It's sickening. I mean, she has followers. She says are her best friends, but I think that the ones closest to her, she said it in her own, from her own mouth, that they would have to be required to sign an NDA. So I don't think that's really friends. So yeah, and like I said, I've had 0 creators come to me and be like, Marilyn, knock it off, lay off her. Not one. So, oh, thank you, Sherry. Off topic, this cute top. Thank you. I actually got this at Label Shopper. I'm not sure like what design it is, but yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm tugging on the wrong side because of the mirror thing. Yeah, thank you. I like the color. It's kind of like a dark teal. Fred Fingers Harley. Their lies only fool the vulnerable. They get mad when creators and commentators call them out on their BS. Yeah, and I feel really bad. That's, something that just really irks me and breaks my heart, is because, I've said this before. I kind of feel like I was in this community first, this ex-Scientology community. And I'm not an ex-Scientologist, but I am a cult survivor. I have gone through a lot of crap. A lot of you have too, whether it had to do with a cult or not. And I don't like seeing charlatans come in and start conning people. And I'm going to say something about it. Just like the predators, the people that have SA people that have been caught with child porn, people that allegedly have assaulted animals. I'm not going to be quiet about that, especially when they're in here grifting and trying to get a following and modding for platforms that are attacking me and my friends. Sorry, ain't going to happen. I'll stop if they stop. That's all there is to it. Incarnasol, I stopped watching Reese after the details of what she did to Hockeytown John came out. Before the reversals on TS and Brett Miller. She often B. I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize that was his initials. She often talks a good talk, but her behavior is often at odds. Yeah, and you could blame that on Scientology or her upbringing or whatever, but she is really shitty to people sometimes. You know, she can be very cold and calculating and very mean. I don't think that, and I think I even wrote this down. Yeah, I don't think that she is an evil mastermind. I mean, some people might think she is. I think she's just out for herself. I think she's just one of the most selfish people I've ever witnessed. I think she's just using, her platform to get what she needs and wants for herself, whatever that looks like. I don't think that she's what Tommy is. I think Tommy is dangerous. I don't think she necessarily is dangerous. Although, people could beg to differ because I think she does prey on the vulnerable. So in that case, in that sense, yeah, that is dangerous. Hey, Joel, both Big R and Tommy fear the truth. They live a lie, so the truth is their kryptonite. When you fear the truth, your life is most likely all a lie, just my opinion. Yeah, I don't disagree. Yeah. It's weird that they always find God when they get backlash. How convenient. Yeah, God, hide behind God because God's on their side, not anybody else's. Hey, Peripheral Jane. He's a monster. She knows it. It's all a manipulation, in my opinion. I like your glasses. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I couldn't find my normal ones, so I got these ones. I like the clear ones because I have some that are really dark and they look very Poindextery. But thank you. George, I'm driving up for that. Do you want me to swing by Ohio and pick up half? Yes. Yeah. I think she would not. Yeah. I don't think she would want you to. There's a story behind that, guys, if you haven't heard it. Asen. Repeat a lie often enough and it becomes the truth is a law of propaganda when attributed to Joseph, I don't know how to say his last name, Goebbels. Brett has amazing role models, doesn't it? Yeah. Doesn't he? Huh? Yeah. Mm-hmm. What was I watching the other day? There's this, I think it's on Netflix. There's this thing called Trainwreck. It's a series about just all these like crazy things that happen, like accidents and like Woodstock 99, like how everything just spins out of control. There's one about a cruise ship where the toilets were backed up and it's called the poop cruise. And there's one about this company called American Apparel, and the guy that was like, they call it the cult of American Apparel. The guy that was the CEO of American Apparel was a R-wordist, like, essayed women and stuff like that. And he was a horrible, horrible person. But he had this Bible that he went by, and it was very much like that. It was like, it read like one of those how to train a cult leader. And I'll have to go back and look and see if I can find like even a summary on the book. But it was very interesting. I was like, wow, yeah, a lot of these people that are very influential do have those principles. They do know. And I always say this, like, I don't know where Marlene got, I was telling Marilyn, is that funny? I don't have this book, I promise. I don't know where she got the book of how to make this like kind of hippie commune and get everybody to do her bidding. It's crazy, how to get people to willingly move into a building and do all of her bidding. I don't get it. Hey, Book Girl, I never got sucked into either of their channels. They fell apart right as I came to YouTube. Well, that's good. I didn't have a clue. Still don't. Well, that's good. When they say ignorance is bliss, right? You leave Hef out of your F1 style driving, man. Yes, exactly. Allie, I've come to the conclusion that Q is a complete fabrication. Yeah, I think he spins it like, well, I've gone back and forth. There's been times haven't talked to him, and that could be the time when he was with Reese. He could say, "Oh, I was so in love with Reese that I don't know if he said this, but kind of the nuances I was getting was Reese had said that she never heard him talk to him. She practically lived with him at some point, like spent a lot of time with him, and Q wasn't a thing. And Alan has said the same thing, that Q really just wasn't a big thing. Both of them said they're not sure that he was even real. So yeah, if people closest to him say that, I don't know. Lucas Frick, I heard him say that Q ended up in the hole because of the drama. Yes, there's no Q to begin with. That's what I've heard. One sec. Constance June, never followed Tommy. Who is this Q person? It's somebody that he was in jail with. It's still in jail. I think he said something like 30 years. Some other people in the chat could probably tell you more about him. But I know he's always asking for prayers for Q. Fred Harley, if you do the right thing, you have nothing to fear. Okay. You do the right thing, you have nothing to fear about. Just like the underage girl he essayed, nothing he says has any truth to it. No. Oh, he does his live. Yeah. Fox Jones, relatable Reese loves his attention because so many have turned their back on her. Yeah. And you can see it. You can see her numbers dropping still. I mean, she brags that she's so consistent and Marilyn needs to talk about me to boost her numbers. No, I don't. No, I don't. And I don't care about boosting numbers. I talk about what I talk about. And I don't look at that. It's like, whatever. It is what it is. And people do like to talk about things in this community. And when they come up, I talk about them. So I get a few more views, whatever. I get way more views when I talk about Reese and Tommy than they get when they talk about anything else. So there's that. So that kind of tells me, sorry, I'm raising my voice, but it kind of tells me that there's more people that don't like them than do, honestly. If they're coming over here to hear the truth about Tommy and Reese, when they're not being told the truth over there, then maybe that's why. Because there's more people that don't believe their BS than those that do. And that's why I do this. I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing because I want to save people a buck, many bucks. Question, if it's Reese's, why is he mates with her again? No, I don't know. That's the $1 million question. Where's the book that Johnny wrote in a month? It got lost with my court papers, I guess. That's pretty much what happened. He prepares his audience to telling them they are back together again soon. Yeah, that's what yeah, I think that's probably true too. Although he says he's not getting back with her, but he could change his mind. First of all, everyone in his chats are the reason our world is crumbling. Idiots like that should not be able to be parts of normal society. Yeah, I think they should have a warning sticker on their head. Fred Fingers. It's all a lie. He's a con man. His whole life and persona is molded around lies. Oh, God, the voicemails to Aaron. Yeah. It's like, let me tell you something right now, brother. I'm an alpha male. Like, come on. Hilarious. And I think, if I remember correctly, I think it was Streets LA that was in the chat when on the live stream when Aaron was playing that, and he's like, telling people you're an alpha male is the least alpha thing you could do. Pretty much, yeah. Jojo, they both get better views when they are together. Her views are like crap now because Reese, no cares. Reese, you're snoring, boring, yeah. Yeah, I mean, how many times can you talk about your fupa and your flaps and all that? I don't know. I would think that would get old. Not my thing at all. He said, honestly, Reese is self-destructive and is beyond goodwill and help. I only hope H doesn't feel, oh yeah, I can't, doesn't feel the effects of what will happen with the dumpster fire. Yeah, I'm not going to comment on that just because I've been accused of attacking him. I'm not. I think he's adorable. I think that I wish him well. I really do. And I haven't attacked him at all. And the only time I may have said his name, because that came up, was when I was still pretty friendly with Reese, and I said something like a little anecdote that she had said that I shared. It wasn't anything like, oh, Reese is a terrible mother to his name. No, I've never said that. Never said that. Ugh, just sick of people. The voicemails, love you, bro. Believe me, bro. You have no clue, bro. Yeah. I know Aaron well enough to know that he sees right through that stuff. He's like, ugh, yeah. If someone seems really like aggressive or very like desperate, yeah, that's when you know. It's like, goodbye. Forced of delightful nature. His explanations are self-serving. They don't sound truthful. Ben Bacon Bits. Wow, I have been holding off, but really thinking of entering this fight. Well, it's totally up to you, Ben. You seem like a really smart guy. If you ever want to stream with me and bounce things off or whatever, or even, you want to email me and chat, I'm willing to share whatever I have that I've discovered. I've shared most of it publicly, but yeah, hit me up if you'd like to chat about it. Brett should just act like a grown-up and get a job. Yeah. In Carnisol, there are places where accountability is not so popular. Yeah, we call them cesspools. Yeah, he's taken zero accountability. Mm-hmm. And Bacon Bits. There are also plenty of phone messages Brett Allen Miller left on people's phones. Yes, I've heard several of them. And you heard a little bit of it from the interview that I did with Hef, but there's much more that he left on her phone, including a couple any reasonable person would consider a threat of grave bodily injury. Yeah. Yeah, and you've heard, I've played it where he said, if anybody talked bad about Reese, I'll crush your larynx or whatever. It's like, is that everyday talk? I don't know. I don't think so. Hey, Anna. Yes, I've watched Marilyn. You have. You've been with me since the very beginning. Watched Marilyn since the beginning. She's never changed. Thank you. Jojo, let's get Reese in. You don't really like Reese, do you? Let's get Reese in court and discovery. Oh my God, that'd be hilarious. Can you imagine being cross-examined on the long con? Yeah, exactly. And she's already bragging about the little kindergarten outfit she's going to wear to Vermont. Oh, good luck with that, because people will just laugh her out of court. Just saying. And especially if she wears the white knee socks that Brett Allen Miller has a fetish for. Just saying. Allegedly. Odile, he says that he never asked for money on his channel. In the recording, he tells R that it's a tactical way to not be charged or convicted for crimes. Yep. Mm-hmm. Although it's still conning somebody if, like, in that situation that I read that statement from that woman that was referenced in a long con video, he asked her for money. Well, maybe she offered, but she gave it to him under the circumstances that it was assumed and told to her it was going to be used for XYZ, and then it wasn't. She asked for a receipt. She never got it. So in that way, I think that's criminal. Yeah. I don't know. Can you go broke if you already are? I don't know. I don't care if I go broke. Planting the seeds. Yep. Yeah. So he's saying that his channel was under attack because but it never did anything wrong. No, a channel can't do anything wrong. It's the person behind it and the stuff that he's doing behind the scenes that a lot of people have come out and talked about. And they're the ones that are discredited and attacked, and in some cases, allegedly threatened. Sharona, I take my own channel with much help from Reese, but I'm going to threaten to sue people like Marilyn for my channel tanking instead. Good job. Yeah. Clown. Exactly. Like, how does that make any sense at all? Jojo, how long till the big visit to be reunited? Is that about Q? I'm not sure. Started with, I know she has stuff on him, but what does Brett have on Reese? I really don't know, honestly. JB down south. Likely that her interest in exposing the jesters was only about making money, not to help people, which is fine. Yeah, and she's actually bragged about that because that was a segment of the Long Con video that was edited out, and Sammy from After the Bars actually played it on his channel, and then she said later on, she's just like, well, yeah, I did say it. Well, what's making money? And she spins it in a way that sounds sort of legit, but at the same time, she's saying like, oh, well, she is just like wanting to do this in order to make money, but she didn't care about the victims. She didn't care about him breaking up with her or whatever. Just like, we don't even have to be together. I just want to make money. And all the angles and the way that she says things that were edited out about those women just shows that she doesn't care. And she just wants the money too. And she said to him, I wish you had told me that you were just working these women, because that would have been okay, is essentially what she was saying. Is I just wanted to make sure they weren't prettier than me and that you weren't basically having a, whatever. She didn't say the word affair, but that's basically what she was saying. So, oh, you're working them, you're cutting them. Oh, that's okay, as long as you don't have any attachment to them. That's what she said. Interesting that she didn't take that one out. She probably didn't think there was anything wrong with it. I wonder if her fan visitor signed an NDA this weekend. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I didn't watch it. I guess they did a meetup. I guess so. Oh, okay, George. I just looked at your comment. Ben, it's really getting out of hand now that he is in a third world country. Yeah, it's wild, isn't it? Ben again, Ben Bacon Bits. So far, Reese's recording of him to be so for Reese's recording of him to be a deep fake AI, he would be accusing her of some really horrible things, which should get her in a lot of trouble. So which is it? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'll have to ask somebody about that. And it was cruel what she did to Hockey Town John. Yeah, that was horrible. I felt so bad for him. It's not right. And okay, this is the thing too, is with her acting like the victim and telling, your audience, your people of 20, well, it used to be like 22 something, right? 23. Now it's 18 something. But telling all these people you have this big platform and you're dragging Hockey Town John and all these other people through the mud, but they dare to come on my channel or Jimena's channel, anybody else's channel, and talk about it. That is a big problem. That's drama. That's haters. That's terrible. What else are they supposed to do? Put their tail between their legs and go away and not talk? That's why she wants the NDAs, because people like me, people like Jimena, other people who are willing to let them use, and my channel's a lot smaller than hers, but I mean, it's out there. It's out there for people that have been hurt if they want to come on and tell their story. And yeah, I get a lot of shit for it. I am getting a thicker skin. That's why I take a lot of breaks, guys, too. But yeah, I'm here. I'm here for it because I think I'm always feel for the underdog and the little guy. I really do. Like, okay, so this is how I approach the Super Bowl usually. When the New England Patriots were in the Super Bowl many years, I live in New England, so I was like, okay, go Tom Brady, you know. But and even that, I was like, yeah, I don't care. So I look at their costumes, I look at their uniform, whatever they call it, and I'm like, oh, I like purple, so I like that one, or I like the tiger stripes or whatever. But like maybe a third or half through the game, whoever's behind, I start rooting for them. I do. I don't know why. I just like to see a comeback. That's probably why I love the Boston Red Sox so much. It's just, I'm a glutton for punishment. You know, I'm pathetic. I love to see a comeback. And they are just they drag their feet for like 100 years, right? After the curse of the Bambino. And it's like when they came back, I was like, yes, all the odds were against them. So I don't know. That's just me. That's just my makeup. And yeah, I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but at the same time, like I just like to root for the underdog and help someone be heard and find their voice. Yeah, because I found mine. Amy, there's no reason to believe anything either of them have ever said. Yeah. Stacy, well, it's the people I've never even heard of, so it must be resonating with a lot of people. All Brett can do is lie. He claimed he communicated with Q's mother. Yeah, I heard that as well. JB down south, he claimed Q helped him get clean and become a better person, basically. Fred, she has been cruel to many of her closest supporters. Blake and Keela are a couple more, but I know of many more. It's her MO. Yeah. Yeah, and that just was so sick and sad because they did a lot for her. A lot. More than people even know. And it was just disgusting. Stacey, Brett also fell out with Sean Atwood. Yes, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it pretty much, as time-wise, it lined up with the Long Con video because the day after that came out, I saw comments in Sean Atwood's chat or comments on his video like this Tommy Scoville guy is a con and blah blah blah, and I believe that's when, you know, everything kind of fell apart. I think, allegedly, but yes, you're right. That's a very good point. Stacey Michaels, I was shocked at what Brett Miller did to Alan. Yeah, that was horrible, and he's never apologized. He's just doubled down and attacked people like Alan and even called him a FAG, which I don't say that word, but I saw it in black and white. And I know Alan, and Alan's not a liar. He's not. And a lot of you know, he has integrity. And why would he come out and lie? And how would he doctor up those damn text messages? I mean, it's just so ridiculous. Like, the people that believe Brett at this point, they kind of deserve him, honestly. I mean, I hope that they come around, but I'm doing this for people that are on the fence, that are wondering, like, is this guy for real? Should I give him money? Should I stay here? Does he have my best interest at heart? Can I believe what he says? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Jason, the theory about alpha male, which was derived from watching wolves in captivity, were disproven from the same guy who put up that theory. And alpha in computer programming is faulty. Just saying. Yeah, right. True that. Strona, isn't admitting to not asking, but conning the same. Yeah, conning the same as asking in the eyes of the law. I mean, let's face it, he was in prison for a few times. Not the best criminal mind out there. Yeah, it's like not asking for money, but if someone said, to you, hey, I see that you're having a hard time right now and you need a car to get to work. I'd like to give you some money to get a car. And you say yes. And then you go around bragging how someone bought you a car, but then you turn around and use the money for something else and don't have the car. So I don't know if that's criminally, in some cases, I think it could be, especially when it has to do with the Suboxone thing. But he basically said he stole the money from the person. So I don't know how that works. Ben Bacon Bits. He dropped a hit not too long ago that he has Hep C, and that costs $80,000 for meds. I looked it up. He can get treated with generic where he's at for well under $4K. I'm just not a comment because I don't know anything about that, but yeah, I'll keep my opinions to myself about that one. Jojo.2 comment. It's not even that I don't like Reese. Okay, sorry. I know. I was just like, it was half joking. I was half joking. It's I can't stand someone who treats Xmods creators and anyone who doesn't agree with her such vile vitriol and disdain. I stand for the truth. Absolutely. Yeah. I 100% am behind you on that. Yeah, me too. She can be really mean. And honestly, guys, I'm going to say this because it's something that I try to remember to pull myself back. It's because there's this thing where I've read, and I've even heard, what's his name, Dr. Grande say about creators and different people that are trolled pretty hard. Sometimes they just get sick of it and they start to troll back, and they become trolls and they become the thing that they hate. So I don't want to become the thing that I hate. I do get feisty. I do get pissed off. Sometimes I get trolly, but I always pull back, and then sometimes I'll just like put myself in timeout because I'm like, okay, you're getting way too upset about this. You're taking it personally, and I don't want to take it personally. And I don't have any malicious intent towards Reese or even Tommy. I don't feel hate for them. I don't feel anything. Like I said, I feel for the community, and I'm going to just tell the truth and just call it the way I see it. And if people don't like it, I don't know what to say. Forced delightful nature. It appears that Reese alienated a lot of people in the X community by being with Brett and mistreating her supporters. Other than Brett Miller, who else can she attach to and generate attention? Sad. Yeah. Yeah, there's only one creator that I've seen in her chat recently, and I was like, okay, that's a disaster waiting to happen. That's just only a matter of time before that makes into a big drama falling out. So yeah. Jojo, people give her hundreds and hundreds of pounds, and it's their right to do so. But I feel so sorry for them, as I'm sure some of these people prioritize her over their own needs. Yeah. I've seen people say when my check comes in or whatever, and it's like, oh, come on. It's so sad. It really is. People living paycheck to paycheck. Awful. Hey, Pippi, no matter what she said in her recording, how can anyone know what is true? It's all lies, but all smells very bad. Yeah. JB down south, there are a lot of lonely and sad people out there who need community. When they find one, they perhaps lose their critical thinking because it would mean more loss, not an excuse. Yeah. And JB down south, they're the ones that actually found the exact place that Tommy Scoville or that Brett Miller was. The day that he came out that he was down in Ecuador and he wasn't saying where he was, he didn't even say the country, JB down south found it and made a video about it, which I thought was great. So check out their channel. And there's some links to some another platform that has a version of the Long Con video. If you're looking for it, go to JB's Down South. Okay. Ben Bacon Bits. I would also like to know how could emails to Brett supposedly forwarded to Q's attorney talking about Q's great character when the people writing them have never even met him or know his name? Yeah, very weird. I don't know. Stacey Michaels, when the scumbag, when the scum badmouthed Sean Atwood. Yeah, I'm not sure when that was, but I do remember people kind of being in Sean Atwood's comments being like, that guy's, bad news. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I think maybe Sammy would know more about that. Yeah. And Marilyn always comes with a receipt. I try. I do. I really try. And when I get, emotional, feisty about it, I always try to go back to the receipts and use their own words as well. Jason, what he said about Alan proves to me that he's also a homophobe beside all the other awful attributes Brett has. Yeah, that was a terrible thing to say. All because he wanted to alienate him from Hef and basically saying, that, your woman's bad news. Meanwhile, look what he's doing. Yeah, unbelievable. Joanne, after the first get-together brunch she had with her subscribers, all of them have since unsubscribed for her and no longer in any of her chats. Yeah. I'm not too surprised. Sharona, there's no way the AI is that good at voice inflection for that recording to be AI, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't know why she would even make that up and have it come out a few days later. It's just very weird. No. I don't believe it either. Thank you so much, Anna from Canada. Awesome. 5 gifted memberships. I got 5 new cups. It's raining cups. Hallelujah. It's raining cups. Amen. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Love it. So, oh wow. So we've been going well over an hour. Brazil, you can tell they have no furniture. The acoustics are terrible. Yeah, it looks pretty empty. Hey. Above reproach, done nothing wrong ever, says the convicted felon. Yeah. Yeah, it's wild how he just puts these things in there and then weaves it around to like his family, like as if he's so wholesome. And oh my God, it's just wild. I kind of took a step back and I was like, I watched most of it on high speed, but sometimes I would stop it and rewind it. And it's like, it's probably the first and only video I've actually watched from start to finish of his. And I was like, I almost kind of get it. Like if I was a lonely, like sad, vulnerable person which I have at times been, and I have been taken in by certain people with charismatic. Well, I was in a cult, right? And it was a woman, but still, I can kind of see it, but that's why I think that it's so important to put the truth out there to counteract the big lies, right? Yeah, and the things that he's saying about me are just not true. I'm showing the receipts, and people can draw their own conclusions, And then there's people like, oh, I've already seen this one. Well, maybe you have seen it, but maybe other people haven't. And the more he lies, the more I think the truth is needed. Yeah. To be told, right? Just scrolling down. Reese has no tech skills. Yeah. I don't see how she could have doctored that up. I really don't. Look, Kurt couldn't write a pamphlet. This whole life and persona is molded around. Yeah. Yep. I've watched it a few times, Lawsville. And making it. It's okay though. AI is really easy to detect. An expert that could testify to that audio not being AI would be easy. So easy to find. Yeah, I wonder. I mean, I'm not going to bother spending the money, but be very interesting to get like a professional analysis of it. I mean, I already know that it's not, but anybody that thinks it is, yeah, I don't know. Wild. And to your point again, Ben Bacon Bits, I've been holding off and really thinking of entering this fight. You know, I think it's good that other people want to talk about it and because like Ben, I'm sure you have followers, you have friends that I don't know that don't know me, and the same with Knife Hoarder and different people, like, and everybody has a different approach. Like, I don't know about the AI angle and different things, but you have a completely different perspective and walk of life that you came from. And some people want to say it in a short, some people want to say it in 8 minutes of a, well, shit the bed, and make everybody laugh. And I tend to want to show you, kind of take my time, go through receipts, give some of my opinion, analysis, whatever, commentary, and then get your opinion. And that's just my style. So I think everybody has a different style that will resonate. Some people will be like, oh my God, she went on for 2 hours, I'm not going to listen to it. But in a way, it's kind of like an experience of just seeing it all laid out. I'm the type that like to talk through things, and that's kind of my style. Oh, seeing about recent discovery. Oh my God. Yeah. These are all good points, guys, about like Brett leaving messages. Yeah, sometimes it's like, I have a lot of it. I know that if I ask the people that gave those to me, the recordings of his voice would most likely let me bring them out, but it's just like, how much do I want to get bogged down in this? It's like, it does get boring and it gets sort of tedious, and it's like, yeah, how much of it do I really want to, somebody else might, and I think that's good. I think it's good. He's not sad fishing. He's going fishing. Yeah. I miss Doug too. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Tamara. Keep calling out the red flags. Everyone needs to know. Thank you. Yeah, it's like I haven't said anything, but I get all these emails. It's like been 2-3 weeks, and it's like, and this was a few days ago, but I've been busy and haven't been able to address it, or really, I actually wanted to listen to it, take notes, look at the timestamps, the transcript and stuff like that, and actually present it to you instead of being like, I can't believe it, blah 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 blah. Like, I actually wanted to kind of have a semi-coherent commentary on it, and then get your ideas. So, result insider tip: ICE is now involved. Way to make it easier by leaving the country. Ecuadorian police are so nice. Yeah, I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if that were true. Mm-hmm. Yeah, forced. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm saying if he's a sex offender or not. Yep. Yep. Black and white. It is. It's right in black and white. Mm-hmm. He is claiming that I said that he is a serial artist or something like that, along those lines, that I'm constantly calling him a child, I don't know how much I can say because of YouTube, but yeah. And I mean, I went back and looked at it, and I said, because of this, and this in the receipts, does that make him a chomo? Well, I don't know the exact definition, but in my opinion, yeah. Have I been railing and saying over and over and over that he's a chomo? No, but I know channels that do. But I'm the target. And he said from his own mouth that it was Reese. It was Reese that caused him to lose 20% of his followers, and most likely whatever he said, a load of revenue or financial gain. So he would have to show that it was my fault that I caused him to have tangible losses, and he would have to show those tangible losses. Now, you don't get that much for ad revenue. I don't know what he was getting in super chats. I don't know. I think a lot of it was probably behind the scenes. Maybe he had a lot of memberships that fell out. I know a lot of people that canceled their memberships and canceled their subscriptions and everything else, and their bell notifications, whatever. You know, I know that did happen, but he would have to show on paper. And a lot of the things I don't think he want to show on paper, like the money that he allegedly, well, that he admitted that he stole. And I think that is not a deep fake. I think he actually said it, you know, in my opinion. But yeah. So when he said that, I was like, what is he going to show? His expenses? Like he was living with his mommy and driving her car, you know? And he was doing that when he supposedly his channel was being successful. So I don't get it. I really don't get it. You know, just like he transported Viagra up his bum across Mexico and not other drugs. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, talk about lack of critical thinking. And I know people want to believe, like you see somebody who's charismatic, who seems to really care about you, who has some good advice. He does have some good advice. And who is so confident and it's like, I promise you people, he's promising you something, you know, and you're kind of at the edge of your seat. You want to believe him. So you'll believe that it was really Viagra or Cialis or whatever. You'll believe that it was a deep fake. You'll believe all that stuff. You'll believe that he didn't know how to unblock Reese without giving her a wrench. I'm just telling you, I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. But it's sad. It's just, it's frustrating. And that's why I got to calm down and stop letting my voice escalate. Got to de-escalate here. Yeah, but yeah, that just makes me mad because he was calling Alan a liar. And I don't like that. And Alan's not a liar, you know? Sherry, by the way, isn't this the most rain we've ever had here in Arkansas? I'm so over it. Yeah, I've heard that. Oh, I'm sorry. It's actually really sunny today. We've actually had some really good weather lately. Crazy. Just scrolling down. I'm trying to just catch up on the chat here. I'm scrolling by a lot of stuff. Okay, let me have a few started. Good. Escaping Tommy Scobell. Oh, this is new. Hey, if anyone has receipts, victims' impact statements, or important videos, send them over. So this is a channel. I assume it's at Escaping Tommy Scobell. If somebody can, one of the mods can look it up and link the channel. So yeah, if you have receipts, victim impact statements, or important videos, send more. And if you have in your description an email address, that'd probably be helpful too. There might be people that want to send, you know, documents, or who knows, or a victim statement, even anonymously. Yeah. Maria, I found all of you with people around me the closest. You can understand me more than they do, even across the seas, except for George, of course. It's so funny seeing George and Maria go back and forth. It's cute. It's like him and Stace, Suspiria. Fox Jones still behind, but the Sean Atwood follow at the exact time of the long comment. That's what I thought. Okay. That's what I thought. And Bacon Bits, Brett is trying his hand at influencing others with spinning language. It's amazing to watch, even when he admits on his own shows are odds with his own claims now. Yeah, that's a really good point. That's a really good point, because back in the olden days, a few months ago, right, when he was claiming to have, the truth, and I promise you, people, I promise you, don't worry, because I'm telling you the truth. Honestly, I promise you, people. And now he's apologizing for that whole era of, yeah. I think that possibly that Escaping Tommy Scoville might be the channel that I came across where there's things on there that I've heard about that I might have missed, but I do remember being in the chat, or not in the chat, but just watching just happened to watch the night of Reese playing that disgusting audio of her servicing Brett and him saying she's got skills and all. Okay, I can't talk about it, but yeah, she, I think, pretty immediately took that down. Well, somebody must have been recording it because it's on, I think it was that channel. I saw it on that channel. It's, you know, it's doctored up in a way that can't be, and I know it's not AI because I heard it in real time out of her mouth. It's not a deep fake, guys. It's not, because I witnessed it. And I remember texting people like, holy shit, oh my God, this is crazy. So it's exactly what happened because I was watching the live when it happened. Okay. So she said it. She played it. And then he came in the chat, I believe. Yeah. And it was really bizarre. And I remember later on, after the long con video, he said that he was acting like the victim, like she shouldn't have played that. So that's basically, I don't know if that's considered revenge porn or not. I would think it would be, because she didn't get permission to play that. And it's like, is this OnlyFans? Is this our X-rated stuff? Like, this is insane. This is so weird. You know, we've got people trying to recover from stuff, and you're just making me want to like wash my ears out with soap. So, yeah. So if you haven't heard it and you want to hear it, it's there. Trigger warning, and it's real. It's real. So, yeah. I just rung a bell. I'm like, wait a minute. I've seen that channel before, and I'm pretty sure that's where I saw it and heard it again. I'm like, oh my God, the internet is forever. Because I thought she got rid of it right away. And nope, someone captured it. Insane. Why do we not have a poop in the bed? Okay, we got to do that. Thank you. It's because I'm not as clever and creative as you. That's why. Stay Spiria. Hey, Arkansas Flamingo. Hi, sweetie. Good to see you. Maz, he attacks you because you have a kind soul. He doesn't realize that a soft exterior hides a core of steel. Thank you. I don't feel it sometimes. You have receipts. Thank you. George Massey, no one should be gatekeeping victim statements. They should go directly to law enforcement. Oh yeah, well, a criminal, yeah, absolutely. I don't think that anybody should be sending, like actual criminal, because that happened with the lawyer peddle thing. What I'm saying is, like, if you felt victimized by his channel or whatever, yeah, like what Reese did to my friends isn't criminal, but it's still, I think, worth talking about. I think it's still worth putting out there. So I think what was meant by that super chat, pretty sure, would be like, if there's things that are applicable to getting the word out about him. But if someone stole from you or SA'd you or did anything to you, go to the police. Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, it doesn't mean you still can't talk about it, but definitely go to the police. That's good point, George. Thank you for bringing that up. That's not along the lines of what I was thinking, but that is definitely worth saying. Any evidence should go straight to law enforcement. Sending it to another person taints the evidence. Yeah, no, I get it. I wasn't talking about illegal activity. I was just talking about, like, if he's, victimized you, like he has called and said like nasty, mean things to people. He has exposed them as liars. And the same thing with Reese, the fat shaming, the revenge porn. I don't know. Like, I guess you could go to law enforcement, but that doesn't mean you can't talk about it online. So yeah, but I totally get what you're saying. No gatekeeping of criminal things. I totally get what you're saying. Everybody leave George alone. George, he always stars anything to do with it. You should start doing live streams, George. That would be really funny. Like, let's get cheeky with George, yo. Oh my God. Honey. Okay. Just going down the line here. Stones. Okay. Beat. Oh, is that Vermont? Vermont kid? I'm seeing a lot of people I don't see very often. Just scrolling. Hey, Heather. Marilyn, I feel so bad that you and Reese are not getting along. Reese has helped me so much. And I don't want to take away from that. I really don't. She's not been helpful to some people that I love and care about. And she's been pretty nasty to me. But your experience is your experience. Just like, mine is mine. But yeah, thank you for being here. It's totally okay. Heather Marie, hey there. Good to see you. Good to see everybody in here. Seeing people I haven't seen in a while. I gotta laugh every time I see the Fred thing. It was wild. Maybe down south. Brett loves the straw man arguments. Yeah, class. Yeah, you know what? I like to. I mean, I sort of know what it is, but I like to do like definition streams. So maybe we'll do that because there's certain things that you see over and over and over. It's like I like to look into this. Like, what does that really mean? How is it applied? And because you hear things like we've done little like kind of deep dives into things like what is a grifter? What is gaslighting? That's something that's used a lot. So it's good to know the actual definitions. Bacon, it's not only that he's a public figure, he would have to show you knew it was a lie. Right. That's a good point, Ben Bacon Bits. If you're a public figure and you are going after somebody for defamation, you have to show that you purposely are lying about the person and have malicious intent. So that's not the case. So yeah, he doesn't have a leg to stand on at all. Yeah. His victim was wearing a wire. He could pretend it was consensual, but we know it's not. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Here for our daily dose of truth, justice, and Maryland way. Oh, Jesus. Sing it, girl. Oh my God. That's so funny. I'm making bits. I really, really doubt it. But if you ever do get paperwork, talk to your attorney about the possibility of filing anti-slap. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I already did, actually. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Which means that he would have to pay my legal bills if he loses, which he will. He would. Yeah. Yeah, that does make sense about the receipts. Okay. Yeah, I will concede that. If you don't know the person, yeah, it's probably a good idea not to send. Got it. All right. That is good advice. I just saw it and I was like, well, it would be good to get some of the things out there because like I said, I did see that thing that had been hidden. So I'm all about, things coming to light, but we got to do things in the proper way. I get it. Yeah. Excuse me, time. Make a Pacer login, pull the affidavit attached to the charging document in the bank robbery case, the sentencing memo from the felon in possession case. He's a snitch. Yes, there is a channel. I think it's something like Skip Tracer that I believe this might be the one you're talking about, Bilfy, where it basically outlines, and I didn't have the original document, so I haven't really talked about it, but I wanted to get my hands on it because then I did want to do a video about it, but it's really well done. I would probably do a reaction to that video where I think it's read by AI, and it's basically outlining how Brett Miller had allegedly written the stick-up note, and how it wasn't even a lot of money involved, and then he turned on his friend that actually did the bank robbery. It was just this crazy sordid. I was like, whoa, and I'll have to look into that. But again, that channel, make a page. That's good advice. That is good advice. Yeah. Need a bit more info. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I think I might know who that is. So, if what is it, escaping him? Yeah, email me. I'm not sure who you are, but I think I might know. And if I'm right, then I think that's probably a good thing. Yeah. Wendy, remarkable freaking things. If scamming for money is a remarkable freaking thing. Oh, because the channel's done remarkable freaking things. Yep. I guess he did that. He's got, yeah. I don't disagree. I would love a cheeky live with Giorgio. See? He's like, he's going, no. Come on, Giorgio. Just scrolling down. Okay, I think I'm just about caught up. Full of hope. Hi, sweetie. So glad you're here. For Marilyn, oh, make a trophy. Thank you for the trophy. That's awesome. It's too funny. Wow. So, okay, this was pretty wild. Thank you all for being here, and yeah. I guess we'll leave it at just keep plugging on. And hey, heat my shorts. Might do a cheeky live as long as there are no demands for wigs. Another wig out, yeah. Hey, Heat, good to see you. You'll have to catch the replay. I was looking for you. Yeah, so yeah. I'm trying to think what else I had to say. I think that's pretty much it. And if anybody wants to get a hold of me, you can email me at Coffee Cults and Crafts, and I will talk to you soon. I'm going to play an outro, probably the same intro that I played, and I will talk to you later. Bye.
Do you know what the word con comes from? Con man? It comes from the word confidence. It's a confidence man. Long cons take very, very long periods of time.
Hey everybody, I am Tommy, and you are on the lifeboat.
Short cons, a person in a really nice outfit goes in front of something like a casino or whatever, and he's cursing and running his fingers through his hair and freaking out, and he wants to be spotted. If I could get $5,000 to get back in there, and then he says, hey, my watch is worth 35. You're not asking for their confidence. You're giving them confidence. You say, all right. So you get back out there and you go, look, man, you get just $5,000, right? He goes to the bank, he gets the $5,000. Well, while he's doing that, you swap out, obviously, for the fake. That's called a short con.